I came home to find my stepfather demolishing my $40,000 kitchen. What happened next shocked everyone. Monica Strauss stood at her kitchen island, running her fingertips along the cool Patagonian quartzite countertop. At 37, she'd spent 15 years crafting dream kitchens for Fairhaven's elite. But this space, her sanctuary, was her masterpiece. Custom walnut cabinets with soft-close drawers, a 6-burner wolf range that could make Michelin chefs weep, and Italian tile backsplash she'd imported herself. Every detail screamed independence, hard-won after escaping a childhood poisoned by her stepfather Ray's tyranny and her half-sister Kimmy's entitlement. This kitchen wasn't just a room. It was Monica's rebellion against the family that had tried to break her. The vibration of her phone shattered the morning calm. Kimmy. Monica's stomach tightened. Her sister only called directly when she wanted something. "Monica, thank God!" Kimmy's voice was a frantic whisper over construction noise in the background. "Our apartment, landlord started renovations without warning. They're tearing out walls. The kids are terrified. Derek's crew can't work." She trailed off, letting the implication hang heavy. "Please, Monica." "Just a week? We'll be ghosts, I swear." Monica eyed her pristine living room, imagining sticky fingerprints on her curated art. But Bella's muffled cry in the background softened her resolve. "1 week," she said firmly. "Rules. No toys in the living room, no food outside the kitchen, and no one touches my workspace. It's my portfolio." Kimmy's gushing gratitude felt like a warning. That evening, 3 cars crowded Monica's driveway. Kimmy's minivan, Derek's pickup loaded with construction gear, and a sedan carrying 4 crew members. "Just storing tools." Kimmy breezed past Monica, already critiquing her wall color. Within hours, Monica's home transformed into a chaotic construction zone. Tool bags littered her living room, children's suitcases exploded in the guest room, and Derek commandeered her TV for blaring sports. Kimmy, still in pajamas at noon, scrolled her phone on Monica's couch, sighing about her online boutique struggling amid chaos. Day 3 brought Ray. He appeared unannounced, overnight bag in hand, claiming he needed to check on his grandkids. He settled into Monica's favorite armchair, bourbon in hand, sneering at her decor. "Too sterile, Monica. No wonder you're alone. Career women forget what matters." The violations escalated. Derek microwaving takeout on Monica's wedding china, Kimmy reorganizing her spice rack, Ray using her chef's knives to open packages. When Monica protested, Kimmy laughed. "Things are meant to be used, not worshipped." "You're so uptight." By Thursday, Monica was counting hours. Then Kimmy dropped the bomb. "Renovation delays. Might be 2 weeks." She gestured to Monica's kitchen walls where she'd pinned fabric samples. "Actually, I've been thinking, this space needs warmth. Farmhouse chic? We could document it for my portfolio." Monica's voice turned to ice. "This is my home, my kitchen, my decision." Kimmy's mask slipped. "Always mine, mine, mine with you. Some of us need help establishing ourselves." Monica held up a hand. "1 more week, then you leave." Friday morning, Monica fled to a client meeting, desperate for normalcy. She returned at noon to find her driveway jammed with vehicles. The moment she opened her door, the crack of demolition split the air. Ray stood in her kitchen, sledgehammer raised, swinging down onto her quartz countertop. Spiderwebs fractured the pristine surface. Behind him, Derek's crew wrenched custom cabinets from the walls. "What are you doing?" Monica screamed. Ray grinned. "About time you showed up. Kimmy said you'd be at work." Kimmy emerged from behind the refrigerator, directing workers measuring for open shelving. "Surprise! We're giving this cold space life." Monica pulled out her phone. "Stop or I call the police." Ray moved fast. The sledgehammer dropped as he crossed the room in 3 strides. "Ungrateful." His fist connected with Monica's cheek. Pain exploded as she stumbled back, hitting the wall. The room went silent. Then drilling resumed. Ray loomed over her. "Should have done that years ago." "Thought you were too good for us." Kimmy knelt, voice syrupy. "Just let us finish, Monica. Fighting makes it worse." Monica grabbed her purse and fled. In her rearview mirror, she watched Derek's crew carry her $15,000 Wolf Range out the front door. But through the throbbing pain and betrayal, a smile touched her lips. They saw the scared girl who once hid from Ray's rages. They had no idea the woman she'd become, resourceful, connected, and utterly done with being a victim. As she drove toward the Grand Fairview Hotel, Monica whispered a vow. They thought they destroyed me. They just ignited their own ruin. I didn't just call the police. I brought news cameras and changed everything. The Grand Fairview Hotel's leather chair felt like a war room command center as Monica watched the sunset paint Fairhaven gold. At 6:30 p.m., she slid into Mike's van, flanked by his security team, 3 ex-military specialists moving with lethal precision. James's words echoed in her mind. We go in documented, legal, and unshakable. Let them hang themselves. Her bruised cheek throbbed, a stark reminder of the violence she'd endured. As they turned onto her street, Monica's breath caught. Her driveway looked like a disaster zone. Derek's pickup truck piled high with her stolen appliances, Kimmy's minivan parked crookedly, and a dumpster overflowing with shattered walnut cabinets. Through the windows, she saw silhouettes moving. Derek's crew still dismantling her sanctuary like vultures picking bones. Showtime, Marcus, the lead security officer muttered. They parked down the block, approaching on foot. Precisely at 7 p.m., Lindsay Cruz's news van rounded the corner, cameras already rolling. Marcus knocked on Monica's own front door. Kimmy answered, her smile freezing when she saw the uniforms. Can I help you? She asked, voice tight with forced sweetness. Ma'am, this is a formal eviction notice, Marcus stated, holding up court documents. You and all occupants must vacate immediately. The property owner has revoked permission. Kimmy's mask shattered. Eviction? This is family. Monica's just being dramatic. Ray appeared behind her, chest puffed out like a bantam rooster. What's going on here? He barked, spotting Monica in the van. His face purpled when he saw the news cameras. You called the media? After all we've done for you? Lindsay Cruz stepped forward, microphone extended like a weapon. Mr. Garner, can you explain why you're destroying Ms. Strauss's $40,000 kitchen? And why she has a visible bruise on her face? Ray's public persona snapped into place. Charming, affable. Misunderstanding? We're helping with renovations. Family helping family. Then why the assault? Lindsay pressed, gesturing to Monica's swollen cheek. As if on cue, 2 patrol cars arrived. Lights silent, but authoritative. Officers approached, hands near their belts. Monica stepped out of the van, letting them see her injury. Torres met them with a tablet, playing footage of Ray swinging the sledgehammer and the crew stealing her Wolf Range. Ma'am, the senior officer said. Do you want to press charges? Monica met Ray's glare, her voice ice. Yes, assault, destruction of property, theft, trespassing. All of it. The next hour exploded into controlled chaos. Ray was arrested. His protests about family misunderstandings ignored as officers saw the demolished kitchen. Kimmy screamed, clawing at Monica as officers restrained her. You ruined my life! You've always been jealous. Derek tried to flee with his crew but was cornered by Marcus's team. Neighbors emerged, Mrs. Chen from next door handing over her doorbell footage. Clear video of Ray directing the theft of Monica's appliances. As the police cars pulled away with Ray in custody, Lindsay's camera captured Monica standing amid the wreckage. Her custom cabinets lay in splinters, quartz countertops shattered, but her voice cut through the chaos like a blade. They thought blood entitled them to destroy what I built. They were wrong. Back at the hotel, Monica received an unexpected call. It was Hannah, Ray's daughter from his first marriage, a stranger until now. I saw the news, Hannah whispered, voice trembling. He did the same to my art studio 10 years ago. I was too scared to fight back. Thank you for ending this. Monica's resolve hardened. This wasn't just revenge anymore. It was justice for every woman Ray and Kimmy had silenced. As she hung up, James texted, Torres found Kimmy's journals. Plans to steal your kitchen for years. We've got them. Monica smiled at her reflection, the bruise now a badge of honor. They'd tried to break her. Instead, they'd ignited a movement. My revenge didn't just destroy them, it created hope for thousands. The courtroom gallery buzzed like a hornet's nest as Monica Strauss took the stand. 6 weeks had passed since Ray's arrest, and the bruise on her cheek had faded to a faint yellow memory. But the memory of her demolished kitchen remained vivid, etched behind her eyes as she faced the man who'd tried to break her. Ray sat slumped at the defense table, his city planning swagger replaced by the sallow pallor of a man facing ruin. "Ms. Strauss," the prosecutor began, "describe the moment you returned home to find your stepfather destroying your property." Monica's voice rang clear and steady. "He was swinging a sledgehammer at my quartz countertops. Kimmy was directing workers to rip out my custom cabinets. When I told them to stop, Ray said—" She paused, meeting his gaze. "You need to learn respect." Then he punched me. She held up a photo of her shattered kitchen. This wasn't renovation. It was punishment for succeeding without them. The jury watched, rapt, as Torres played security footage. Ray's sledgehammer connecting with the countertop, Kimmy laughing while directing the theft of Monica's wolf range. Then came the knockout blow, Kimmy's journals, seized during a prison cell search. Page after detailed page revealed years of envy-fueled scheming. Monica's kitchen has appliances worth $15K plus. Plan, renovation cover, sell high-end items, fund my boutique. The entries proved the destruction was premeditated theft, not a misguided family project. Ray's testimony crumbled under cross-examination. When asked why he'd assaulted Monica, he blustered, "She needed discipline. Women like her—" The judge cut him off. "Answer the question, Mr. Garner." Ray's mask slipped. "Fine. She thought she was better than us." Always flaunting her success. Kimmy fared no better. She played the victim, tears glistening as she spoke of her struggling business and desperate family needs, but when the prosecutor presented evidence of her past client fraud, taking deposits for design, work she never completed, her defiance cracked. Monica had advantages, she shrieked. "It's not fair she gets everything while I scrape by." A juror, a professional woman in her 40s, visibly recoiled. The verdict came in under 2 hours, guilty on all counts. Ray received 5 years for assault and racketeering. Kimmy, 3 for conspiracy and fraud. As bailiffs led them away, Kimmy mouthed at Monica, "This isn't over." Monica just smiled. "It is for you." But the story didn't end in that courtroom. Lindsay Cruz's segment, Blood and Boundaries, When Family Becomes the Predator, went viral. Within days, Monica's inbox overflowed with messages from women across the country. "My brother stole my inheritance. My stepmother drained Dad's accounts. They destroyed my business and called it help." The scale of the problem was staggering. That's when Monica launched the Independent Women's Legal Fund at a press conference in her restored kitchen, now more stunning than before. With Patagonian quartzite countertops and reclaimed walnut cabinetry, she announced its mission. No woman should have to choose between family safety and financial security. We provide legal resources, safe housing, and community to fight back against predatory relatives. The response was seismic. Donations poured in, $3 million in the first week. Tech companies funded security programs for female employees. Law firms volunteered pro bono hours. Most powerful were the survivor stories shared at foundation events. Margaret, Ray's cousin, wept as she described reclaiming her grandmother's home with restitution money. Elena, the artist whose studio was destroyed, unveiled a new collection titled Phoenix Rising. Even Derek, Kimmy's ex-husband, testified about breaking the cycle, bringing his children to therapy funded by Monica. The movement grew beyond Monica's wildest dreams. She testified before Congress, helping pass the Family Financial Abuse Prevention Act, making it easier to prosecute relatives who exploited family bonds. On the day the president signed it into law, Monica stood in the Oval Office surrounded by survivors, her bruised cheek now a symbol of resilience, not victimhood. That evening, back in her gleaming kitchen, Monica received a text from a stranger. "Your story saved me. I just filed charges against my uncle for stealing my business. Thank you for showing me how to fight. She saved the message in a folder labeled Why We Rise. Outside, Fairhaven glittered under twilight, but the real light shone from within. Thousands of women, ignited by Monica's courage, finally reclaiming their lives. Ray and Kimmy had tried to destroy one kitchen. Instead, they'd lit a fire that would warm countless others. 5 years after the sledgehammer shattered her quartz countertops, Monica Strauss stood in a sunlit community garden, watching her mother Patricia gently guide a young woman through planting tomato seedlings. The scene would have been unimaginable during the years Patricia had chosen Ray's comfort over her daughter's safety. Yet here she was, dirt under her nails, volunteering at the shelter Monica's foundation funded, a living testament to the fragile, hard-won peace between them. Their reconciliation had begun tentatively 3 years prior. Patricia, newly divorced from Ray and living in a Portland apartment, had sent a letter written in shaky script. I see it now. All of it. How I enabled him. How I chose lies over protecting you. I'm so sorry. Monica hadn't replied immediately. Trust, once shattered, rebuilt slowly. But when Patricia started volunteering at a domestic violence shelter, sharing her story with women who'd also chosen peace over protection, Monica flew to Portland. They sat in a coffee shop, the silence heavy with decades of unspoken pain. I didn't know how to leave him, Patricia whispered. He made me feel small, useless. Monica reached across the table. You left now. That's what matters. Today, Patricia co-leads the Foundation's Mothers Who Break Cycles support group, her quiet strength a beacon for others. The most unexpected connection came through Derek, Kimmy's ex-husband. He'd divorced Kimmy after her conviction, gaining sole custody of Aiden and Bella. 2 years ago, he'd called Monica, voice rough with shame. The kids, they ask about their mom. I don't know what to tell them. Monica hadn't hesitated. Tell them the truth, age-appropriate, that choices have consequences. She'd connected them with Dr. Elena Reyes, a therapist specializing in children of incarcerated parents. Now, at 15 and 13, Aiden and Bella were thriving. Aiden had just won a state debate championship arguing against entitlement culture. Bella's sketches of sustainable architecture adorned Monica's office. Derek himself had rebuilt his construction business, this time specializing in restoring historic homes, not destroying them. You gave us a second chance, he'd told Monica last Christmas, tears in his eyes. Not just legally. You showed my kids accountability matters. But the revelation that truly reshaped Monica's understanding of Ray's legacy arrived via Hannah, Ray's daughter from his first marriage, a woman Monica hadn't known existed. Hannah, 28, had seen Monica's 60 Minutes interview and reached out, her email trembling with residual fear. He destroyed my art studio when I was 19, told me artists were parasites. I thought I was alone until your story. Monica met Hannah in a quiet cafe, seeing Ray's sharp features softened by vulnerability in the younger woman's face. Hannah described years of emotional abuse, Ray's manipulation, and the crushing weight of believing she owed him obedience. You gave me language for what happened, Hannah said, gripping Monica's hand. You showed me survival isn't selfish. Today, Hannah runs the Foundation's youth outreach program, helping teens escape toxic family dynamics. These connections wove a new tapestry around Monica, one of chosen family, redemption, and shared healing. Her foundation, now operating in 12 countries, had become a global force. The Fairhaven headquarters, built on the site of Ray's demolition company, featured a demonstration kitchen where survivors learned culinary skills alongside boundary-setting workshops. The space was Monica's design masterpiece, but its true beauty lay in the lives rebuilt within its walls. One autumn evening, Monica hosted a gathering there. Patricia arranged heirloom tomatoes from the shelter garden. Derek discussed historic preservation techniques with a client. Hannah guided teens through a resilience-building exercise. Bella showed Monica her latest design, a kitchen island shaped like a phoenix rising from flames. For you, Aunt Monica, she said shyly, because you made something beautiful from the ashes. Monica's phone buzzed, a notification from the Foundation's crisis line. Another woman, somewhere in the world, finding the courage to say enough. As she excused herself to take the call, Monica caught her reflection in the gleaming quartzite. The bruise was long gone. In its place was a quiet strength forged in fire and tempered by grace. Ray and Kimmy had tried to destroy her. Instead, they'd given her the world. A world where broken families could mend, where survivors became advocates, and where a kitchen once shattered became a sanctuary for thousands. The revenge Monica had craved wasn't in their downfall. It was in this. The unshakable family she'd built, brick by brick, from the ruins of their betrayal. 15 years after the sledgehammer shattered her world, Monica Strauss stood in the demonstration kitchen of the Strauss Foundation's global headquarters, a space that gleamed with reclaimed wood and hope. The room buzzed with energy, survivors chopping vegetables side by side with therapists, legal strategists sketching boundaries on whiteboards, teenagers designing safe spaces on tablets. This kitchen, born from ashes, had become ground zero for a revolution. And tonight it would host Monica's final interview. "Ready?" asked Elena, the documentary director, adjusting her camera. Monica smoothed her silk blouse, touching the faint scar near her temple. Ray's parting gift. "Ready." As cameras rolled, Monica walked past the wall of reclaimed lives, thousands of photos of women who'd rebuilt after family betrayal. She paused at her own, the ruined kitchen, her bruised face, then the restored space that now graced magazine covers. "They thought destroying my kitchen would break me," she began, voice steady. "Instead, it broke the silence around family financial abuse." The documentary traced the foundation's staggering growth. 28 international chapters, 50,000 women helped, and the Family Financial Abuse Prevention Act, now law in 47 countries. Footage showed Monica testifying before the UN, Patricia speaking at a shelter in Mumbai, Derek receiving an award for ethical restoration. Most powerful was Hannah, now the foundation's executive director, leading a workshop for teens escaping toxic homes. "Ray tried to make us feel small," Hannah told the camera. "Monica taught us our worth isn't negotiable." But the story's heart lay in the unexpected legacies. Ray had died in federal prison 5 years prior, still filing appeals that no one heard. Kimmy, denied parole twice for continued threats, remained incarcerated, her journals now evidence in criminal psychology textbooks. Yet Monica spoke of them without bitterness. "They gave me the greatest gift," she said. "By trying to destroy me, they showed me how to build something unbreakable." The interview shifted to Monica's personal life. At 52, she'd never married, choosing instead to build a chosen family. Patricia, now 78 and sober from toxic relationships. Derek and his kids, who visited monthly. Hannah, her sister in spirit. Family isn't blood, Monica reflected. It's the people who celebrate your light instead of trying to dim it. As filming wrapped, Bella, now 28 and an award-winning architect, entered carrying a blueprint. "Aunt Monica?" "The Phoenix Shelter's kitchen plans." She paused, seeing the cameras. "Sorry, Monica embraced her. "Show them." Bella unrolled the design, a circular kitchen with mosaic tiles depicting rising phoenixes. "For survivors, so they cook their own rebirth." Tears filled Monica's eyes. "Perfect." Later, alone in the kitchen, Monica received a text. "An unknown number, Ms. Strauss? My name is Sophia. My brother stole my inheritance after our parents died. Your foundation gave me the lawyer who won it back. Today I bought my first home. Thank you for teaching me that family doesn't mean surrender." Monica saved it in a folder labeled Why We Rise, now containing 12,000 messages. At dusk, Monica stood on the headquarters' rooftop garden, overlooking Fairhaven. Below, lights twinkled in homes where women now slept safely, their boundaries intact. Her phone buzzed, a video call from Aiden, now 30 and a human rights lawyer. "Aunt Monica, we just got funding for legal aid in rural communities." Behind him, Bella laughed, adjusting a toddler on her hip. "Mom would hate this," Aiden grinned. "Good," Monica said softly. The final scene of the documentary captured Monica back in her original kitchen, the one rebuilt after Ray's rampage. She ran her hand over the Patagonian quartzite, now warm from the afternoon sun. "They brought a sledgehammer to my door," she whispered to the camera. "But they forgot one thing. You can't destroy what's already unbreakable." "The perfect revenge?" She smiled, radiant. "Living so well that their hatred becomes irrelevant. Building so fiercely that their destruction becomes foundation. That's how you win." As credits rolled, the Foundation's motto appeared. "From broken kitchens, we build unbreakable lives." Monica turned off the screen, silence settling over the house. Outside, Fairhaven slept, but somewhere in the world, a woman was finding the courage to say enough, ignited by a kitchen that refused to stay shattered, and a woman who turned vengeance into victory. The sledgehammer had swung. The phoenix had risen, and the revolution had just begun.